Hey, folks, and now welcome to the vocabulary lesson. The vocabulary lesson 138. Okay, so now we're going to be talking about glaze and blaze right here. So now let's talk about glaze first here. All right, so here, glaze is fit fit panes of glass into a window or door frame or a similar structure. Windows can be glazed using laminated glass, a vitreous substance fused onto the surface of pottery to form an impervious decorative coating. Similar, varnish, enamel, lacquer, lacquer, finish, coating, luster, shine, gloss, a liquid such as milk or beaten egg used to form a smooth, shiny coating on food. Brush the cake with an apricot glaze. Similar, coating, topping, icing, frosting, overlay or cover food, fabric, etc. with a smooth, shiny coating or finish. New potatoes that have been glazed in mint flavored butter. So glaze is a smooth, slippery coating of thin ice, a liquid preparation applied to food on which it forms a firm, glossy coating. A mixture mostly of oxides such as silica and alumina, applied to the surface of ceramic wares to form a moisture impervious and often lustrous or ornamental coating. A transparent or translucent color applied to modify the effect of a painted surface. A smooth, glossy, or lustrous surface or finish. A glossy film. So there's the movie called Triple X 2002. Augustus Gibbons says, "You ever watch lions at the zoo? You can always tell which were captured in the wild by the look in their eyes. The wild cat. She remembers running across the plain, the thrill of the hunt, 400 pounds of killing fury locked in the box. But after a while, their eyes going to glazed. After a while, their eyes going to glaze over." And then, so similar, which is varnish, enamel, lacquer, Japan, shellac, paint, coat, gloss, cover, ice, frost, glaze, glazed, glazing, to furnish or fit with glass, to coat with or as if with a glaze. The storm glazed trees with ice, to apply glaze to apply glaze to. Glazed donuts, to give a smooth glossy surface to give a smooth glossy surface to. Intransitive verb, to become glazed or glassy, my eyes glazed over, to form a glaze. Glaze, glazing, the pot is covered with a bright red glaze. Donuts with the chocolate glaze. The pot needs more glaze to set glass in. Glaze a window to cover with a glassy surface. Glaze, pottery, to become shiny in appearance, a glassy surface or coating. Glaze, to make a surface shiny by putting a liquid substance onto it and leaving it or heating it till it dries. Glaze the pastry with beaten egg. The pot had been badly glazed. If your eyes glaze or glaze over, they stay till and stop showing any emotion because you are bored or tired or have stopped listening. Among the audience, eyes glazed over and a few heads started to nod. To put a piece of glass into a window or the windows of a building. The house is almost finished, but it hasn't been glazed yet. A substance used to glaze something. A cake with a dark chocolate glaze. Pottery with a fine, translucent glaze. A shiny surface given to an object or a food, especially by covering it with a liquid that shines when it dries. The pottery was famous for the rich glaze of its vases and jugs. To cover an object as a food with a liquid that shines when it dries. The cake was glazed with raspberry syrup. When someone's eyes glaze over, they become fixed and shiny as if the person is not seeing anything. By the fourth act of the opera, his eyes had glazed over. He became bored. She is glazed inside in her skirt, but not in her head or top. My eyes are glazed over. Something like that, I don't know. Means if you describe someone's eyes as glazed, you mean that their expression is dull or dreamy, usually because they are tired or are having difficulty concentrating on something on something glazed over. If your eyes glaze over, they become dull and lose all expression, usually because you are bored or are thinking about something else. Movie actors whose eyes glaze over as soon as the subject wavers from themselves. My eyes glazed over, it means intransitive of eyes, to become unfocused as if through boredom. The glazed donut. Glaze is something shiny, which is you put glaze on donuts. Glaze is a shiny coat that can be used for a donut and also a cake. Glaze is something shiny, which is you put glaze on donuts. Glaze is a shiny coat that can be used for a donut and also a cake. That's what it is, folks, okay? And then the word blaze. Blaze is a very large or fiercely burning fire. 20 firemen fought the blaze. Similar, fire, flames, conflagration, inferno, holocaust, firestorm, informal, used in various expressions of anger, bewilderment, or surprise as a euphemism for hell. Go to blazes, he shouted. Similar, outburst, burst, eruption, flare up, explosion, outbreak, blow up, blast, attack, fit, spasm, and paroxysm, access, rush gale, flood, storm, hurricane, torrent, outpouring, surge, upsurge, spurt, effusion, outflow, outflowing, welling up, splurt, ebullition, boutade, boutade. Trailblazed, trailblazing. Number 1, to blaze a trail through a forest, wilderness, or the like for others to follow, to work or serve as a trailblazer. Do you blaze? That means, do you smoke? That's what that means. Trailblazer means the first person who went down a different path. Soulja Boy, tell him, is a trailblazer because he is the first African American to create his own video game and his own video game console. Burn burn fiercely or brightly, plumes of smoke rose from fires blazing around the city. Similar, burn, be ablaze, be alight, be on fire, be in flames, flame, be a flame, flare up, be a fire, be ardent of a gun, fire repeatedly or indiscriminately. We went in with guns blazing. Similar, fire, away, shoot, away, blast, away, let fly, discharge. Blaze is to burn fiercely or brightly. It can be a fire. Blaze is to burn fiercely or brightly. It can be a fire. Blaze is to burn fiercely or brightly. Blaze is to burn fiercely or brightly. That's what that means. Blaze can be a fire. The house was ablaze. I'm going to be blazing. It means I'm going to be smoking. Blazing fire. I'm blazing right now. That means I'm smoking right now. To burn brightly and strongly. The sun was blazing down that afternoon. Examples: to make fire or damage with fire. Burn the fire was still burning after 24 hours. Burn, fuel. The car burns biofuel. Burn, she burned his diaries to stop the information from becoming public. Blaze, bushfires, blaze across the county, smolder. The fire smoldered and soon went out. Scorch, the sun has scorched the grass and turned it brown. To be brightly lit or full of color. Isaac's eyes suddenly blazed with anger. When a gun or a person using a gun blazes, the gun fires and continues firing. The ship's guns blazed at the British as they tried to run for shore. A large, strong fire. Firefighters took 2 hours to control the blaze. Blaze, noun, strong effect. A blaze of something, something that has a very powerful or noticeable effect. The garden is a blaze of color in the fall. Okay. Blaze is a very big fire. 3 fire companies fought the blaze. A blaze is also a bright show of something. Times Square is a blaze of lights. The blaze was knocked down in 2 hours and 16 minutes. About 30 people were displaced as a result of the blaze. Around 70 youngsters were sleeping in the 2-story building near the city center when a blaze broke out at around 2:40 a.m. local time because the area is not served by fire hydrants. Additional water tenders were dispatched to fight the blaze, and they wanted to go out in a blaze of gunfire and glory. That blaze, which destroyed 23 homes and 2 businesses, is 70% contained. More than 100 firefighters were called to the blaze shortly before 1 p.m. About 80 residents were displaced by the blaze, a bright flame of fire, the welcome blaze of the hearth, a bright hot gleam or glow, the blaze of day, a sparkling brightness, a blaze of jewels. Verb, used without object, blazed, blazing, to burn brightly, sometimes followed by a way up forth. The bonfire blazed away for hours. The dry wood blazed up at the touch of a match, to shine like flame, sometimes followed by forth. Their faces blazed with enthusiasm, to burn with intense feeling or passion, sometimes followed by up. He blazed up at the insult. Number 1. A spot or mark made on a tree as by painting or notching or by chipping away a piece of the bark to indicate a trail or boundary. Number 2, a wide area down the center of the face of a horse, cow, etc. Number 3, to mark with blazes, to blaze a trail. Number 4, to lead in forming or finding a new method, course, etc. His research in rocketry blazed the way for space travel to make known, proclaim, publish, headlines, blaze, the shocking news. Blaze, it's like smoking weed. Blaze is weed. Blaze means fire. Blaze means fire. Blaze, blaze means fire. He was trailblazing. He was trailblazing, which means to blaze a trail through a forest, a forest, wilderness, or the like, for others to follow, to be a pioneer in a particular subject, technique, etc. All right, folks, that's it. The lesson is over. Hope you guys enjoy the lesson.